Hello everyone. When I was a child growing in Chennai, my father was constantly telling me and my brother to switch off all the lights and devices when not in use. But we know that just shutting off all the lights and devices when not in use is just for saving the money. Becoming an engineer, I was experimenting with electricity, and then I realized that in a coal-fired power plant, extracting this coal from the earth, blow it off a mountain tops, and then we truck it over to these factories, and then we burn it to make electricity. And in the process we emit a lot of toxic gases, fumes, heavy metals, and one of those kind of the scariest to a lot of people is mercury. And mercury is a persistent bioaccumulative which stays in the environment for a very long time, and it gets stronger as it goes up to the food chain. And what I mean by that is it gets in the water and the fish eat it, and then we eat the fish. It causes brain damage, it causes damage to our spinal cords, to our kidneys and our liver, and it can be passed through the placenta quite easily. And so in other words, pregnant ladies gets hurts very badly. This actually got me thinking quite seriously about what is the value of energy. We really desire the services, but the energy gives us, and it actually pretty cool thing to start it. A great place to start with energy, but because it's a place where every unit of energy we don't need and we don't use at the end use to the cold beer or at the hot shower. What we burn in this country is about 75 to 90% is wasted literally. And how is it wasted? Well, some of it of course is wasted in generation of electricity and distribution and transmission, but most of it is wasted through inefficiency of design, or inefficiency by lack of design, or lethargic use of energy by consumers. And yes, of course, we are the people who does that. Last year, McKinsey did a little study, and they say that if the United States invested $520 billion in energy efficiency, for scale, last year the stimulus bill was about 790 billion. But if we invested 520 billion in efficiency, we would actually realize a 23% of reduction in energy demand by 2020. 23% reduction in energy demand by 2020. What does that mean? Well, that's equivalent to $1.2 trillion in savings for the economy of the India. $1.2 trillion is only 10% of the national debt, but this is very significant amount of money that could be used in somewhere else. By the way, in the process of saving 23% of the end-use energy demand, we would actually avoid the release of 1.1 gigatons of greenhouse gases. Well, that is scope or a scale of 1.1 gigatons of greenhouse gases is actually equivalent to completely removing 1500 megawatt coal-fired power plants from the grid, replacing them with renewables. And of scope or scale right now in this country, we have about 615 coal plants roughly operating in about 550 megawatts on energy. Let's look at the typical Indian home. The typical Indian home, lot of energy, and actually I think about rupees 2000 is typically energy bill for all energies in an average Indian home. And it varies of course by state and climate, but most of the homes built in this country, 85% were built before the year 2000. That means the most of them have leaky walls, windows inefficient exhaust, and air conditioners are not because they were built poorly at the time, but because the codes have evolved now and changed, and we have learned a lot about building science, so we now know how to build houses better. But not only do they leak, a lot of stuff out the energy out of the walls and the windows and the roofs and so forth. But we also use a lot of energy in the buildings and homes that we live in, and we use that energy for cooking and cleaning and entertaining and cold beer. And it's too bad we don't have a gas gauge on the side of our house to know how we compare to our neighbors, somehow to determine what is the energy efficiency of my home compared to them. We would lose the services of the lights, therefore it's conservation, there's money savings, but we are not getting the service. That's not efficiency. Efficiency is by design, but I hope that As you think about energy efficiency, you will also make the connections to the light that goes from your house to the coal to the every unit of energy not needed, not used, designed and implemented more efficiently as to 3 to 10 times savings upstream. And so I ask you and I leave you with the question, what is the value of clean air, of clean water, of clean soil, and what is the value of less cancer, less asthma, less strokes, and what is the value of energy efficiency to you? Thank you.